And let me come closer. Just the focus. There we go. Hey guys. I wasn't supposed to be uploading today, but I seen this comment online and it's annoyed me a little bit, and I just want to put some thoughts out there. I just need to record this and send it out before I change my mind. So I've seen this comment online. I'm not going to say like where I've seen it or who put it on or anything, but it basically said it was someone venting their frustration because they lost out on a booking, and they felt like they lost out on a booking because the couple went with someone else who was cheaper. So it was a discussion around price, or it was a comment around price, and they thought they'd got a booking, and then the couple last minute ended up going with someone else because the other company were willing to do it cheaper. And the person who commented or posted about this online was annoyed and upset that they'd lost out on the booking and that they'd been undercut on price as they saw it. Now this in of itself is fine. Like, I lose out on bookings all the time. This is normal. Like this last weekend, I've heard back from 2 brides who I thought were pretty keen to book, and they've decided not to. And one in particular, I'd spent time chatting to her on the phone. I'd spoke to her at a wedding fair, like we were getting on. I really thought it was a done deal. I thought she was definitely going to book. And I wanted her to. I got on with her. I really liked the wedding venue. I was hoping for this wedding, and last minute she's decided she can't afford it. I hope she's going to go with someone else, because I hope she still has a wedding video. But you get annoyed. You were looking forward. You were hoping for the money. You were hoping for the wedding. I got on with the couple. Like, there's various reasons, and sometimes it's when you lose out on a booking, it's upsetting. And this person's decided to vent that online, which is fine in of itself. There's nothing wrong with that. But to kind of paraphrase the comment, what they said was, I've been undercut by someone by a substantial amount, and whoever this person is who's undercut me should be ashamed of themselves. This is what the comment said. This person should be ashamed of themselves. They're destroying the industry, not just like harming the industry or devaluing it. They're destroying the industry. They should be ashamed of themselves. This comment also said that the person is going to keep an eye on the bride and groom's Instagram page and find out when the time comes, they'll find out who's done this wedding, and they can find out who exactly has undercut them. And then, like, with that information, I don't know, are they going to target them directly and attack them directly and say, how dare you undercut me? And this is what winds me up. I mean, it's okay, like I say, I lose out on bookings all the time because of price. It's part of the course. If you're charging a higher than average price in your area, in your market, then of course you're going to get some people that can't afford you or will find it cheaper somewhere else. And it's still upsetting and it's still annoying. And it's still okay to vent that online, but don't attack other people. Don't say, how dare you should be ashamed of yourself, you're destroying the industry. That's not on. And I don't think it is harming the industry. I think the industry, like any business, there's always going to be a market for the lower end, the middle, and the high end. And there's always going to be people that can afford the gourmet, and there's always going to be people that are happy to pay for McDonald's and enjoy a McDonald's burger. It's not the best burger in the world, but it's cheap and it fills a hole and people like it. Like, on the flip side, some people would rather spend on the highest end cuisine and are happy to pay the money and appreciate the quality. It's just the way it is. And I think it's more harmful to the industry when you get people venting like this online and attacking others indirectly, because this is the thing. People will see that comment and feel intimidated, feel upset. It will hold them back from sharing their own experiences and questions. I've actually spoken to someone in the past who has approached me. They're starting out. They're only charging £500, £700. They're starting out and they're charging appropriate amounts. But when they look on Facebook, all they see is conversations of people charging £2,000, $5,000, $10,000. How dare you know? And if you're not charging $10,000, then you're devaluing the industry, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And all these comments. And the thing is, the people starting out see those comments and think, well, I'm only charging that much. Am I devaluing the industry? Am I harming the industry? I don't want to ruin it for everyone else. And this person that I spoke to in particular was intimidated to share they had a question about how to charge like £1,000, but they felt too intimidated to post that when everyone else was talking about £2,000, £3,000, £5,000. And so not only were they intimidated and didn't want to embarrass themselves, and they were too frightened to post anything, it's actually putting them off from progressing in their own business. So for someone to come online and say that if you're not charging $10,000, then you're harming the industry, you've just got to be aware of who might look at that and might be intimidated by that, and might be, that they might have been minutes away from posting a question about how to get from the $1,500 market to the $2,000 market, but because they've seen someone saying that you should be charging $10,000 minimum, they're now going to be too scared to post that. Because I think people post these things and vent sometimes and get annoyed and frustrated, and that's okay. And sometimes it comes from a good place, and they just, these people are just trying to improve the industry as a whole, drive up prices as a whole, and that's okay. That's good. But you just got to be aware of how you say it and who might see it, and just don't worry. There's always going to be someone that's willing to pay your price, and there's always going to be someone that won't pay more than a smaller price. It's just the way it is, and just be careful about posting those kind of comments, because you never know who's going to see them and who's going to feel intimidated by them, and especially when there's influential figures in this industry, and there's the kind of people we look up to and are inspired by, and whether they see it themselves or not, they are seen as influential figures. And when those influential figures start posting things like this, that's when people are scared to talk about their own experiences, or just feel like they should automatically back them up and be like, yeah, he's right, this person's right, she's right, you should be charging this much, and they just rally behind them because they're too scared to say, well, actually, I only charge this much. You don't want to annoy those people because they have a lot of influence, and they could, you worry that you might get blacklisted by your peers, and you don't want that. So you don't talk honestly about your struggles and your experiences, and it's the intimidation thing. That's kind of got on my nerves this morning. I wanted to share that because if you're out there and you're watching this and you are starting out and you're not charging what you want to be charging eventually, you're still building, don't be afraid to charge whatever you want to charge. Don't be afraid to do discounts. Don't be afraid to do freebies if you feel like that's going to be worth your while. Don't worry about what someone else is charging in your area. You do you. Continue to build up and be progressive and aim and strive to be charging those higher end numbers. But if you're starting out or you're just getting going and you still feel like it's right and appropriate to charge a smaller amount, then do that. If you feel like it's a really good wedding and you're going to get the booking by discounting, then do that. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Do not feel intimidated by the other people who say you should be charging more, who say that you're devaluing the industry, because I think those kind of opinions are more harmful than charging less amounts, because those kind of comments are stopping people from enjoying being in this industry and stopping people from actually making the plunge. And these people are thinking, well, I need to charge $10,000 minimum, but I'm not there yet, so maybe I shouldn't even get started in the first place. I don't want people to be intimidated or scared to get started in this industry. So if you're watching this, and you're just starting out, please don't worry about what you see online. Just focus on yourself, charge what you want to charge, and hopefully just me recording this now today is a bit of encouragement and a bit of positivity and support, which I think we need out there, because there's a lot of negativity online. Yeah. I hope you're well. Have a good day.